looking like Super Bowl Joe Flacco, $100 million contract Joe Flacco, with the team that they have, with a great run game, a good offensive line, some weapons, and a defense.
Browns, contenders or pretenders?
I'm going to say contenders. Because they've got the #1 defense in yards allowed in their first and third down defense.
Play clock is at 2. They do. He rolls right. He throws the middle. It's wide open. Down at the 25, at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. It's David Bell.
Well guys, the Cleveland Browns just won again, and this is going to be quite the story if they end up going somewhere with this team. If you would have told me during week 1 that Joe Flacco would be leading this team to meaningful wins against playoff teams in week 14, I don't even know what I would think. But we are now here, and this team continues to fight through a ridiculous amount of injuries, and as frustrating as things have been, I gotta give Kevin Stefanski and the coaching staff a lot of credit for managing through all this. And I'm not gonna hide from the fact that I wanted him gone, because he definitely proved me wrong. But I still do think his late game play calling needs to improve, and the Browns still do have a lot of self-inflicted wounds every single week. In this video, I'm going to be talking all about the Browns, recapping their huge win over the Jacksonville Jaguars, and also talking about what's to come, because with this win, this team has really separated themselves in the wild card race. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind, and your support truly does mean everything. Alright, so getting straight into the game, Joe Flacco started out spraying the ball all over the field, and after a few good runs to set up play action, Kevin Stefanski designed a nice play to get Njoku wide open, and Flacco of course put it right on the money for the first touchdown of the game. It's just crazy to me to see Flacco actually playing like this at this age, but arm talent is something that doesn't go away, and he's playing with confidence and really isn't afraid to step up and make any throw from anywhere on the field. The Browns really completely dominated the first half statistically and through the eye test, but like I talked about, it was just stupid self-inflicted wounds that kept the Jags in the game. Like after Njoku's second touchdown, and with the way the defense was playing, most teams would have dropped the hammer and put the game away. But Amari Cooper of course found a dumb way to fumble, and Flacco threw an interception because of a miscommunication, and the Jags were able to keep things at 1 possession going into halftime. This was a good game all around for the Browns, and one unit that I want to give credit to is the offensive line, because even with all the false starts from James Hudson, this unit has been tortured with new injuries week after week, and they did a fantastic job of protecting Joe Flacco and giving him time to throw in the pocket. But I still want to see them do a better job in the upcoming games of creating holes for Ford, because the running game just isn't where it needed to be. Anyways, the second half of the game was just as entertaining as the first, and Flacco really started to get in a rhythm, and on 4th and 3 at midfield while up by 7, Stefanski made a gutsy play call that worked out in the biggest way possible after David Bell broke free up the middle for an easy touchdown to take control of the game and pretty much secure the win. But we all know with this team, you can't breathe until the final whistle, and that Jets game from last year still haunts me. So in Browns fashion, they still managed to give me a half heart attack before winning the game. And that missed false start by the whole entire reffing crew that led to an easy touchdown was complete BS. Same with the pass interference. But ultimately, the Browns did get the win, and that is all that matters. And as I was talking about earlier, this was a huge W to get in terms of the playoff standings, and a lot of things happened in Cleveland's favor too, with the Colts, Texans, and Steelers all losing. I know it's early, and there is still a lot of football left, but it just feels like something special is brewing with this team, and they literally just do whatever it takes to overcome any obstacle in their way. And I can't help but think what things would be like if Watson didn't get hurt, Hall of Famer Nick Chubb didn't get taken out by that cheap shot by Minka, and if the O-line could have just stayed healthy. I think this would be a 10 or 11 win team right now, not even joking. But I will say, even without Nick Chubb, the Browns have still maintained one of the best rushing attacks in the league. It's kind of crazy how Kareem Hunt and Flacco were literally sitting at home at the start of the season, and now both of them are heavily contributing to the team's success. Alright, now moving on, I have to talk about this historic defense because they got back on track this week and really forced the issue and caused a lot of turnovers. And I gotta give a big shout out to Martin Emerson because he is turning into a star. And even though when you look at the score, it wouldn't seem like the defense played that well, they really did. And the Browns were in control from the jump, and there was just a lot of garbage time scoring. Jim Schwartz truly has been building something special in the land, and the jump that he is from Joe Woods last year is almost not even believable. This unit just swarmed warms to the ball now, and they play with a swagger unlike any other team in the league. And there's a big difference between swagger and cockiness, and it's more like they're just having fun out there now and playing free instead of taking everything so serious. As I look ahead at the Browns' schedule, pretty much every game is winnable, and this upcoming one against the Bears is one that I would call a must win, because they gotta handle business against the teams that they are more talented than. But the Bears aren't a joke anymore, because they've been starting to heat up, and they just got a big win against the Lions. One final shout out I gotta give before I end off this video is to Dustin Hopkins, because the dude has been money, and I don't even want to think about what the Browns record could be right now if Cade York was still the guy. The experiment really went downhill super fast, and he was just in his own head, and I almost felt bad. But Hopkins has figured out how to kick in Cleveland, and outside of a few missed PATs, he's almost been perfect. Let me know in the comments below what you think the Browns are going to be able to do the rest of this season, because like I said, they could win out, but at the same time, they are just super depleted, and it just feels like how they're playing is almost too good to be true. But on the bright side of things, they really are only 2 or 3 wins away from securing a playoff spot, and we all know that things would be wild if they get in, because this would be the first year that fans would actually get to experience it, because 2020 was of course the COVID season. And I really wish I could get to experience a home playoff game, but with the Rams choking that game away to the Ravens, it looks like that's not going to happen. But I'm just grateful that the Browns are in the postseason picture and are playing meaningful football in December. That's really all I have to say for this video. If you made it to this point, thank you all so much, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, because your support truly means the world. And with the NFL season already starting to get into the thick of things, there is just so much to talk about, so let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.